The War Council chamber aboard the Galactic Federation flagship Harmony of Stars fell silent as Admiral Zethkara posed the question that had been haunting every military strategist for months. The towering Vorthak commander's six eyes swept across the assembled representatives from dozens of species, each one bearing the weight of their civilization's survival. "What makes humans dangerous?" the Admiral repeated, her chitinous voice echoing through the crystalline walls. "We have superior technology, greater numbers, and millennia more experience in warfare. Yet these primates continue to defy every tactical prediction." Fleet Commander Yixtal of the Selenoid Collective shifted nervously, his translucent form flickering blue with anxiety. "Perhaps it's their unpredictability, Admiral. They don't follow conventional military doctrine." "Nonsense," rumbled General Thorm, the massive crystalline warrior's body resonating with dismissive harmonics. "Their tactics are crude, often suicidal. Any logical species would have surrendered after the third battle of Kepler 442. Ambassador Naisha from the Ethereal Consortium floated forward, her energy form pulsing thoughtfully. "I've studied their communications extensively. They speak of concepts we struggle to understand. Honor, sacrifice, protecting those weaker than themselves. Perhaps it's their emotional volatility." Admiral Zethkara's mandibles clicked in frustration. They had been at war with humanity for 18 standard months, and despite every advantage, the humans continued to not just survive but push back. 3 major Federation fleets had been decimated, and human resistance was spreading to previously conquered systems. The chamber's atmosphere grew tense as the massive doors slid open. All eyes turned to see Dr. Kylen, the Federation's leading xenopsychologist, enter with measured steps. The elderly Zephyrian scholar's gray robes billowed as she approached the central holotable, her ancient face bearing an expression of grim understanding. "Dr. Kylen," Admiral Zethkara acknowledged. "You've completed your analysis of human behavior patterns?" The scholar nodded slowly, her forearms folding ceremoniously. "I have spent considerable time studying their species, Admiral. Their literature, their records, their cultural artifacts. I believe I understand what makes them so formidable." She activated the holotable, and images began cycling through humanity's timeline. Cave paintings, ancient battles, monuments to the fallen, museums preserving artifacts of wars long past. "You see," Dr. Kylen began, her voice carrying the weight of revelation, "most civilized species in the galaxy evolved past their violent tendencies before achieving spaceflight. We Zephyrians abandoned warfare 3,000 years ago. The Vorthak species unified peacefully under scientific principles. The crystallines achieved harmony through shared consciousness." The images continued: medieval castles, ancient weapons, faded photographs of soldiers, monuments bearing millions of names. "But humans," she continued, "humans never forgot." Fleet Commander Yixtal's form flickered yellow with confusion. "What do you mean, never forgot?" "They remember everything," Dr. Kylen explained, her voice growing more intense. "Every battle, every war, every atrocity. They build monuments to their conflicts. They teach their children about their failures and victories alike. They preserve the weapons of their ancestors in museums not as curiosities, but as reminders." The hologram shifted to show massive memorial walls, endless rows of white crosses, eternal flames burning in remembrance of the fallen. "While we evolved beyond our violent past and forgot it, humans carry theirs with them like a sacred burden. Every human child learns about their species' capacity for both creation and destruction. They study their wars not to glorify them, but to understand them." General Thorm's crystalline form resonated with skepticism. "How does remembering their primitive conflicts make them dangerous to us?" Dr. Kylen smiled grimly. "Because they learned something we forgot long ago, that peace is not the absence of conflict, but the presence of justice. And when that peace is threatened, they don't just fight. They remember how to win." The hologram displayed more recent images: humans training with both energy weapons and ancient bladed weapons, tactical manuals that referenced battles from thousands of years ago, commanders who studied everything from Thermopylae to Stalingrad to develop new strategies. "They call it learning from history, Fa," the scholar continued. "Every defeat teaches them something new. Every victory is analyzed for weaknesses. They don't just prepare for the last war, they prepare for every war they've ever fought." Admiral Zethkara's 6 eyes narrowed. "You're saying their collective memory makes them more dangerous?" I'm saying their history is their weapon, Dr. Kylen replied. We fight with the tactics that work against civilized species who abandoned violence millennia ago. But humans, they've been perfecting the art of war for their entire existence. They know exactly how dangerous they can be because they've never allowed themselves to forget. The chamber fell silent as the implications sank in. The Federation had assumed they were fighting a young, inexperienced species. Instead, they were battling one that carried the accumulated military wisdom of thousands of years of continuous conflict. Every human ship, Dr. Kylen concluded, carries the ghost of every battle they've ever fought. Every commander has studied every tactical failure and success in their species' history. We thought we were fighting primitives, but we're actually fighting the sum total of humanity's entire military evolution. Fleet Commander Yixtal's form darkened to deep purple with fear. Then what do you recommend? Dr. Kylen deactivated the hologram and looked directly at Admiral Zethkara. We negotiate. Because the one thing human history teaches most clearly is that they don't give up. Ever. And the longer this war continues, the more they'll learn from it. The Admiral's mandibles clicked once, twice as she processed the terrifying implications. In the distance, alarms began sounding as another human fleet emerged from hyperspace, ready to add another chapter to their endless story of survival. Send a communication to the human fleet, Admiral Zethkara ordered quietly. Request a ceasefire. It seems we have much to discuss. As the message was transmitted, Dr. Kylen gathered her materials. Knowing that humanity's greatest weapon wasn't their technology or their courage, it was their refusal to let the lessons of their past die with those who lived them. History indeed was a dangerous thing in the right hands.